Hello there, Ryoko. Are you ready for your skating lesson?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. What would you like to work on today?
Salchow.
Salchow. Are you warmed up and ready to show me your Salchow? Okay, dozo. Well, that was just marvelous. What did you think? Yeah, we just had the Zamboni out here flooding the ice so we can see the tracings very clearly. And you can see that after this 3-turn here, you have a nice steady curve into the jump. The 3-turn itself is nice and symmetrical. So you had a very nice rhythm into that jump. I would say you have this little check mark on the end of the jump. And you have also indication of a little bit more gari-gari, a little more scratching on the takeoff than ideal. If I were to nitpick on your jump.
Why I get this?
Yeah, why you get this? Why you get this little check mark on the end of the jump? Good question. I think that this curves just a little too much, so I think it should not. I get the impression that you're pulling your foot around a little bit too much on that. Let's just try with that. So after the 3-turn, your free leg comes around, but try not to let this takeoff edge curl too much. Let's just see what happens if you apply that concept to the takeoff of this jump. Did you forget what you're doing? Yeah, we're doing Salchow, aren't we? Come on, concentrate. Yes. Yeah, you're going to apply what concept? You're going to try not to curl that takeoff edge so much. Now, on the first jump you got into a really ideal, beautiful landing position. Try to always, even in practice, always practice getting into an ideal landing position. We notice in competitions actually that often skaters struggle with their landing positions, and so it's really good practice for all of us to get into a well-controlled, beautiful landing position on all of our jumps, please. Yeah, so you still have this little check mark on the takeoff of the jump. I think it's a little over rotation. You're kind of like taking off a little bit forward.
Flat.
And I think I think if you hold a little bit better lean on this edge, it's not going to be inclined to over-rotate as much. That's what I think. So try to think about taking off backwards. So yeah, you can get by with doing a Salchow without hardly rotating at all, you know. Like what I just did there, I turned forward and I have that check mark, so I took off kind of forward. And that's kind of what you're doing on the jump, right? So try to think about taking off backwards, so you're going to do more rotation in the air rather than on the ice. Yeah, just like that. Good. Yeah. Okay, let's see it. That's right, you remembered to get into a nice landing position. This is a inefficiency. When you do a takeoff like this where it slips out like this happens on axles sometimes with many skaters too. They kind of have like a slip out on the end of the takeoff. It's not easy to understand, but you know, like here again, you got, after your 3-turn, you got a flat here.
Okay.
Which causes an over-rotation, and then you got that slip out. So you got to hold yourself on the curve a little bit better and jump right off that leaning edge. Feel the leaning edge. Feel that you're not over-rotating that edge. Let's see if we can try to get rid of that or reduce that little slip on the end of the takeoff. It's no problem on a single, you know, you can get away with a lot on a single, but then when you go to do a double or a triple, right, nice big jump there. Yeah, you still have that little slip out on the end of the takeoff edge. Kind of like a little skid. It's a little over rotation and taking off forward. It looks like not too bad a jump, but again here, you do have this straight line after the 3-turn. You do a fairly good 3-turn onto a curving edge, and then there's this pause and straight line in here. Which I think it would be better if you got rid of that pause and just let the action evolve continuously into the, keep moving, in other words, no pause, and right into the jump. That's right, and hold the landing in a beautiful landing position. Yeah, so good. After the 3-turn, you kept a nice curve. The curve did, you know, flatten a little bit, but it was a nice curve. Yeah, we still have this slip out on the end of the takeoff edge, which to me is not ideal. It looked like quite a nice jump. Maybe somebody in the comments who knows about this and can give us some insight on this slip out on the end of the takeoff edge. Kaz, can you come and film this so everybody knows what we're talking about? You can see that in the camera. On the end of that takeoff edge, you can see that little slip out mark on the ice. Yeah. I think it's a problem. It's not a huge problem on a single, and you're looking like you're doing a very nice jump. Try to concentrate on jumping more off a nice back inside edge, rather than it's an over rotation. You're basically turning forward a little bit, just on the end of the edge. Let's see if we can jump off the back inside so we don't turn forward. Yeah. Keep the motion going, nice and continuous. Get onto a nice back inside, deep enough edge, deep edge, and around and jump. Okay. How did we do? Yeah, so we still have that little that was the least of all the jumps you did so far. That was the least of that mark on the end. Yeah, so your 3-turn, you notice that your 3-turn is, it's not symmetrical. It's got a little bit more curve on the front side and a little straighter on the second side. Yeah, okay, it's almost symmetrical, but then it's got this flat section in here, which is not ideal. Yeah. I see you make kind of like unnecessarily quick motion on the takeoff. I don't know if you can get rid of that quick motion. It's not really necessary, I don't think, especially on a single Salchow. Don't do anything too quickly. Yeah, right. A timing more like that, I think, would be better. Yeah. Yeah, you got rid of that quick motion, and then you also got rid of that slip out too, almost entirely. Yeah, so now let's see it at full speed, the Salchow. Yeah.
But I feel more inside the edge now. Taking off. Yeah.
Your takeoff and your landing are nice and symmetrical, which is good. It's quite a nice jump.
As you said, like I think my free leg motion is jerky.
So you think you could do even better now? Okay, last Salchow. Yeah.
Right?
All right, let's see.
A little bit.
You know what, that flattening of the edge after the 3-turn there, that coincides with lifting up. Lifting up. Try to go maybe a little bit up and down just to get over the 3-turn, but right back down. Same athletic power position with the bend into the ankle, the knee, and the hip. So you're set up there. You don't rise up after the 3-turn. Right? Bend, keep the bend, and let it evolve into the jump. Stay down. Keep your level. Bend, same bend, and up. And a nice landing. Okay, well you can practice this Salchow. I've identified this problem here. It's not a bad single Salchow, but yeah, it always slips out a little bit on the end of this takeoff.
Yes,
So,
and then flat.
yeah,
Flat.
and then you got that flat section here.
Yeah.
So
here.
better if you can figure out how not to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you got some shukudai,
Yes.
some homework.
Yes.
Okay, bye everybody. See you. Thank you, Ryoko.